And we're back on daytime, and we're so glad you're here. We're sharing about so many incredible events happening in the city, and it doesn't stop. It's continuing right now because we're going to meet Matt Miwa. Hi, Matt. How are you?
Hello.
From the Ottawa Japanese Community Association. You're the vice president.
I am.
That's a pretty big job.
Sometimes.
Sometimes,
yeah.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about this association.
It's just the local community association for the Japanese community here in Ottawa, which involves a lot of kind of Japanese identities. Japanese Canadians like myself. My great-grandparents came from Japan.
Wow.
I don't speak Japanese. And then also Japanese new immigrants.
Okay.
And so it's just kind of a mix of all kinds of Japanese people.
And you're hoping everybody comes together on November the 5th.
Yes.
Is the big day.
Yes.
Tell us what's happening.
So it's an event called TOMONI, Go Together. And it's kind of like a glorified variety show with a twist. So our local Japanese cultural groups, which have been, practicing for and working for decades in Ottawa, we've paired them up with non-Japanese professional artists, and they get to kind of create a new kind of performance with mixing art forms, mixing, just ways of working together.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And tell us about some of the artists.
So we have Ottawa Taiko, which is, big Japanese drums, very loud. They're going to be paired up with an indigenous drumming group, Spirit Wolf Singers, who also have a huge drum. It's going to be super loud and beautiful in the sanctuary space. We have a Japanese folk dancers who are paired up with Zach Perron, who's an electronic musician. So they're kind of figuring out that new non-traditional music together. And we have Kyudo, which is kind of huge Japanese archery, paired up with a gymnast, kind of just to compare forms, I guess.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, and then it all ends with a huge, big communal dance called Odori dancing, which is traditional folk dancing. It's like party atmosphere. And we have the band Bunny Dune with some extra horns involved, and yeah, it'll be great.
And you mentioned the location, and as we were preparing for today, I said, Matt, now that's a beautiful location.
Yes.
Tell us where you're going to be.
We're very lucky to be at the Carleton Dominion Chalmers Center in the big sanctuary space, which it's just so beautiful, so resonant. It was an old church, and I think it seats 800 plus. We're aiming for 800, but we're hoping to get hundreds of people out.
Sure.
It's a free event, so I don't know. I think it's going to be great.
It's amazing.
And the more the merrier.
And that's what I love about this city is that it doesn't really matter what day of the week it is, especially now that we've come back. Well, we hope we've sort of come back from the pandemic. Is that there's something going on with all different cultures here in the capital, and I think that's what makes us so rich in terms of culture.
Well, I think we've been waiting for this throughout the pandemic because all these cultural groups, which are really the touchstones of our community, they weren't able to practice, they weren't able to get together, and this is their big coming back and coming out together.
What would your grandfather say about this work that you're doing?
I'm sure he would like it. He'd probably have some. He's very charming, but he'd probably have some few choice words like, "That's very strange."
That's funny.
Yeah. No, I work. I've done a lot of work with Japanese people from that generation. They have so many important stories to tell, and I'm a theater artist, so I actually did a play about that generation who were children during the time of internment.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I always love asking, what this whole process has taught you about yourself, because I think we get into these things to learn and to give of ourselves. But what have you learned about yourself?
Well, I just love, being in touch with my Japanese Canadian side, and it's. It's extremely rare to meet another Japanese Canadian in the world.
Right.
So it's for me, it's about just creating a sense of, kind of inviting home, a feel, like a community feel. Yeah. And community environment and celebration.
So when you think about November 5th and this big event happening at that beautiful location, Dominion Chalmers, and you think about looking out and seeing who's there, who do you hope to see in the audience?
Oh, people from all walks of, across the spectrum of communities in Ottawa. The reason we paired them up, the Japanese cultural workers with non-Japanese artists, is to, kind of get their audiences involved and get everyone exposed to, new kinds of culture and kinds of art making. So really, it's for anyone who's interested. So.
And how can we get tickets?
It's free. Please just show up.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
it's
I love
rare.
it too.
It's rare.
Well, it's important that it's like a festival kind of setting, and festivals are you just show up.
Absolutely. So this is obviously a big event coming up on November 5th.
Yes.
But how else do you sort of celebrate Japanese culture throughout the year?
Oh well, actually, December 11th is our next big event, which is the return of mochitsuki, which is like, I don't know if you know what mochi is. It's like pounded rice.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And actually, we have a big kind of, it's called a usu, and you pound it with a mallet, and then you take it away and form it, and you eat it. So December 11th at St. Anthony's Soccer Club.
Okay.
It's a big mochitsuki market. So.
That's fantastic. And I love that it's at St. Anthony's.
Yeah.
I love that all these are like crossing each other in the community, right? Because
well, it's big enough. We don't have a hall that's big enough for ourselves.
I love that.
Yeah, and we've been there for years.
And where can we learn about everything that you're doing?
You can go to the Carleton University Art Gallery, our community partners website. You can go to our website, the Ottawa Japanese Community Association and Cultural Center's website. We're all over Facebook, Instagram. Just look up TOMONI. Yeah.
We only have about 30 seconds, but how important is that partnership for you?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's about resource sharing. It's also about creating new community, relationships. And they've been so supportive with us. This is the second time we've been doing TOMONI with Carleton University Art Gallery and the Embassy of Japan in Ottawa. I think it's important for the next step of TOMONI.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
Matt Miwa joining us today from the Ottawa Japanese Community Association. That big event happening on November the 5th. And like Matt said, it's free. What a great opportunity to bring the kids as well and really learn about the different cultures in this beautiful city. I love this city. And these are the reasons that I love this city, is all that connection. When we come back, we have more for you on Daytime. I'm Sam LaPrade. Derek Fage isn't here today. He'll be back soon. We're missing him. We're sending him lots of love. Stay with us here on Daytime.